Okay, I'm trying to get this recorded and let's see. Charger. Okay. Um, just let me know as soon as you're able to see the screen. Ole, are you good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. Um, let's share the screen and action. Let me turn my phone. Okay, so we have this. Oh, wait. We have, remember we completed the first part of the questions. We just, okay, we just need to start from 5. What does it mean to find a cube root of 8x to the power of 3, written as cube root of 8? Wait, what? Cube root of 8x to the power of 3. What does it mean to find a cube root of 8x to the power of 3, written as that? What does it mean? Or do you guys remember how we said we removed the roots or changed roots? Guys, are you with me?
Ma'am,
Hmm?
ma'am, what's the question?
Oh,
The,
yes.
how? The closest
Ma'am.
to find the cube root. I'll come to you, Ole. The cube root of 8x to the power of 3, written as cube root of 8x to the power of 3. Cube root of. So basically, what you're seeing over here, uh,
Ma'am, do you say in 10 we must do cube root of 10,000 B?
our number 5. You see number 5 over here. These are 6, right? So now
Yes.
we are still here. So they say, what does it mean to find the cube root of 8x to the power of 3, written as? So what you see that I'm highlighting is same thing. This is in words and this is in number, right? This is how you call it. So this is over here. We call it cube root of 8x to the power of 3, which is this one here. So they asking you, what does it mean to find the cube root of that? So basically, they just want you to tell them how are you going to find the cube root of 8x to the power of 3. So I'm asking, do you guys remember what we did when we were removing the square roots?
Ma'am, I can only remember how to remove the square roots and the cube roots.
You can only remember how to remove the square root and the cube.
Yes, ma'am.
How did we remove it?
Ma'am, you say we should open brackets, then same 8, then you write that number in 8x, close bracket, 8x to the power 3, close bracket, 1 over 3, to the power 1 over 3.
Wait, can you say that again?
Open bracket,
Mm-hmm.
8x to the power 3, close bracket, to the power 1 over 3.
8x to the power of 3, close bracket 1 over 3. Mm-hmm. You can
Then, ma'am,
okay, yeah.
ma'am, then, ma'am, you're going to have to check how many times it get, like, how many, let's say the factors of 8, you're going to have to, the factors of 8 to the power 3. Ma'am,
You say you're going to check factors of 8. Why are we checking for factors of 8?
ma'am, because to the power 3. Oh, ma'am, I'm mistaken.
No, you can also do it like that, how you saying, but I need to get an understanding of why you saying what you're saying right now.
Ma'am, I meant to say, like, ma'am, like, how must I put it? You have to multiply a number 3 times so that it can give you 8. So if you multiply a number 3 times, it's going to, the number is 2. So if you say 2 times 2 is equal to 6 times 2 is equals to 8.
If you say 2, you say 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 8. Is that what you said?
No, 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8.
Okay. And how is that useful to us in this point?
Ma'am,
How is that useful to us in this point?
ma'am, what does that mean?
Ole, are you able to hear me? Because I cannot hear you properly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you say how is it useful to us at this point?
Get a ma'am, you said you want to remove the brackets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but then,
Huh? Yeah, Bob.
ma'am, like, can you give me an equation? Because if it's alone like this, I don't understand it that much.
Okay, cool. Manahil, are you still with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Um, I think you were into something when you said the factors of 8. However, I think the way you put it could um have done a lot for you, because if you say 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8, that means it's 2 to the power of 3. I think that's what you were trying to say, right? 2 to the power of 3. So you have 2 to the power of 3 and x to the power of 3. Everything to the power of 1 over 3. Okay. Now remember, we said this power over here is going to multiply each and every power inside the bracket. Okay. So the power outside the bracket is going to multiply each and every power inside the bracket, given that there is no plus or minus in between, right? Given
Yes.
that given that there is no plus or minus in between. So if this is what, or this was like let me write like this. Maybe they say 2 to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 3. This 1 over 3 here was not going to multiply this and this because of this minus over here. Even if it was plus, no, 2 to the power of 3 plus 8x, I mean plus x to the power of 3. We were not going to be able to multiply each and every power inside the brackets with 1 over 3 because there is a plus which restrict us from doing that. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. So we can only multiply the power outside can only, or the exponent outside can only multiply the exponent inside the brackets if there is no plus or minus between, right? So once there's a plus or a minus in between, we're not going to do that. We're just gonna do two brackets, or we're just gonna find a way of doing it, right? Like this one is 1/3. Let me try to wipe these math. Yes, like this. So now, because you see, we do not have a plus or minus between, we have 2 to the power of 3, x to the power of 3. So there's an invisible multiplication between here, because when you multiply 8 with x to the power of 3, you get 8x to the power of 3. So there is invisible multiplication between, right? So then you can multiply this with the all the exponents inside the brackets, okay? All the exponents inside the brackets, okay? Now let's we're gonna do what we're gonna have 2 to the power of 1/3. Sorry, wanted to start with 3. So it's 2 to the power of 3. This doesn't look cute. Okay, let me just do this. 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by 1/3 x to the power of 3 multiplied by 1/3. Are we happy?
Yes.
Perfect. And then we're going to have 2 to the power of the 3 is going to, remember, if it's just a number that's divided by 1, divided by 1. So they're just going to cancel each other, right? So we're going to have 3, sorry guys. We're going to have 3/3, right? Because it's going to be 3 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 3, okay? So it's going to be to the power of 3/3, 3/3, and x to the power of 3 multiplied by 1 is 3, 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. So it's 3/3. So you see, what did we say about a number dividing by itself?
Subtract.
Hmm? A number divided by itself, how much is it?
Ma'am, is it itself?
How many times does 3 go into 3?
Once.
So that means it's 3 divided by 3, basically. That's simply what this means. The name means how many times does 3 goes into 3? How many times does this 3 go into this one over here? Okay. So it goes once. So we have 2 to the power 1, x to the power 1. Because in mathematics, we cannot say something to the power of 1 or something to the power of 1, because we know it's an assumption, or it's obvious, yes, that if it's just a number, it's to the power of 1. If it's just a letter, that it's the power of 1, right? So we don't want to say 2 to the power of 1, x to the power of 1, because we'll be wasting so much energy trying to say all those, right? So we just say 2x. So our answer in this case is going to be 2x, not 2 to the power 1, x to the power of 1. Is everybody happy?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, let's see. My choice. Okay, let's look at um let's look at 6. And then 6 says simplify. We have 2a multiplied by 2a multiplied by 2a. Does anyone have an idea of how we're going to do this? 2a multiplied by 2a multiplied by 2a. Ole,
Ma'am,
uh, I'm still waiting. What are you going to do in this case? How are you going to simplify this?
ma'am, is it going to be 8 8a?
When multiplying the same base, what do we do with the exponent?
You add.
You add the exponent. When you are multiplying the same base, you add the exponent. Can you add the exponent in this case because you have the same basis?
Ma'am, is it going to be 8a to the power 3?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm not sure what it's gonna be. I'm relying on you guys to help
Ma'am,
me.
then.
Hmm? What are you saying?
Oh, ma'am, I was saying, can I calculate it?
Okay, Manahil. Manahil.
Ma'am,
What?
is it 8 that we're solving?
Sorry, I cannot hear you properly. I'm trying to charge my device here and
Is, is it 8 that we are solving?
yes, it's A. No.
Ma'am, it's 8x to the power 3. 8a to the power 3.
8x to the power of 3. And how did you get that?
Ma'am, a.
8. Sorry. Sorry. Um, allow this device to access photo. No, we're not allowing it. Yeah. Uh, okay, guys. So it's 8a to the power of 3. Name. And how did you get or how did you arrive to your A? I mean, your 8a to the power of 3. Let me just wipe this so I can also give you my method. And my method itself is going to be different from yours. Okay. How did you get to 8?
Ma'am, because you say 2 times 2, it gives you 4. So if you say 4a times 4a to the power 1, it's going to be 4a to the power 2. Then you're going to say times 2 is going to give you 8a to the power 3.
Okay, that's great. That's absolutely great. And remember, I said when you are multiplying the same basis, you add the exponent. So now um I'm gonna show you another way of doing it, right? So we have this over here, which is 2a. How many bases do we have here, Manayo? Just on 2a. How many bases?
1.
We have two bases, okay? So when you have 2a, you have two bases, which is 2 and a. Both of them are bases, okay? Right? Manahil?
Yes, ma'am.
So bases are the numbers or the letters that are down here. So each and everything stands for itself. So if it's 2, if it's a number, a number by itself is a base. A letter is a base. This letter is a base. This Y will also be a base. If we had Z, it was going to be a base. And if we have B, it was base. M, base, O, base, name. And let me just try to check with you something. And then let's say we had 2H how many bases do we have here, Manahil?
The one that you wrote.
Yes, 2HS. How many bases?
3.
Perfect. So we have 3 bases. So we have 2 bases here, which is what? Which is 2 and A. So we have 2 and A. We have 2 and A. And then do they have exponents? Yes. What is the exponent? Is 1. Ne? So it's 1 and 1. So you are going to be multiplying the same basis for what? For 1, 2, 3. Same basis, you're going to be adding the exponent. So this one also have two what? Also have 2 to the power of 1, a to the power of 1. Okay. And then also leave this one, guys. Now we have 3 of them. Name. So we're going to have the same thing. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 1, a to the power of 1. So you are going to be multiplying all of these bases together. So you're going to be adding the exponent, which are these ones that you're seeing over here. Okay, so it's going to be when you're multiplying the same basis, you're going to be left with just 1, 2 name. If you're multiplying the same base and you're going to add the exponent, you're going to be left with just one base that is going to represent all the exponents that you're going to be adding. Okay, so we're going to have 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? And then for A, we're going to do the same thing. A to the power of 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? So what is 1 plus 1 plus 1? Ole, what is 1 plus 1 plus
It's 3.
3? And then we're going to have 2 to the power of 3, A to the power of 3. Name. And then by now, so far, we should know that 2 to the power 3 is equivalent to 8 because we did it previously in this question, okay? So 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So we're going to have 8, and then 8 to the power of 3 will remain 8 to the power of 3. We cannot change that. It's a variable, right? So now we have what? We have 8 a to the power of 3. Is that clear with everybody? Did you all understand?
Yes.
Okay. Do you really understand this method?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Cool. Let's look at B. B Manahil, we have 10b to the power of 3. 10b 10b to the power of 3 multiplied by 10b to the power of 3. So it's 10b to the power of 3 that is going to multiply it by itself 3 times or 2 times. It's going to be 10b multiplied by 10b. That is going to be for the first time. The second time is going to be multiplying with a 10b to the power of 3. Manahil, how many times, or rather, how many bases do we have here on 10b? The
3.
how many bases?
2.
2. Perfect. So we have the bases are the one that are written down here, not the exponents. T, ne?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So we have 2 bases, which is 10 and b. Now I'm gonna ask you how many or what is the exponent of 10?
3.
10? What is the power?
The 3.
No, not b, but
The 1.
1. The 10. What is the
Yes.
exponent of the power of 1? I mean, of 10. Hey, I've given you the answer. So it's going to be 10 to the power of 1. If it's just a number, then it has a power of 1. It's that number or whatever thing to the power of 1 or exponent 1. Ne?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we have 10 to the power of 1 and b to the power of 3. And then we're going to be multiplying it with 10b to the power of 3 and 10 to the power of 10b to the power of 3. Then, Ole, we're going to add the exponents, right? So we said when we are adding exponents, we're going to have 10, 110 as our base for all the 10s that we're going to be multiplying together, because we're going to be adding what? We're going to be adding the exponents. So when you are adding the exponents, there is no need for you to do what? To write 10, 10, 10, because this 10 that you're seeing over here will be representative of all the 10s that you are seeing over here. Okay. So we have 10 to the power of 1 plus 1 plus 1. And then the x has an exponent of 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is going to be 10 to the power of 3, x to the power of 3. And I think Ole said 10 to the power of 3 is 10,000, if I remember very well, because 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 10,000. Is it, Ole? Unless if you lied to me that day, because I remember very well that you told me that 10 to the power of 3 gave you 10,000.
Ma'am.
Is it true?
10, 10 to 10b to the power 3 times 10b to the power 3 is 100.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you add times 10b to the power 3 is 1,000.
1,000,
Yes, ma'am.
not 10,000. So you are saying, Ole, that 100 multiplied by 10 is 1,000, which is correct because you're just going to be adding a zero to. Okay, so it's going to be x to the power of, wait. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. Eh, what? Guys, what's happening? Is it, oh, okay. So I don't know where is that. Oh, it's here. So it's x to the power of 9, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm, so it's going to be to the power of 9. Do you guys understand?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Great. And let's see.
X.
We have 3x to the power of 3 multiplied by 3x to the power of 3 multiplied by 3x to the power of 3, Ole. How many bases do we have here, Ole?
2, ma'am.
2, perfect. And I just want to know, how are we going to answer this question? How are we
Okay.
going to simplify it, Ole?
We are going to say 3x to the power 3 multiplied by 3x to the power 3 multiplied by 3x to the power 3. Then you're going to say 3 times 3, ma'am. It gives you 9x to the power 6. Then you're going to say multiply by 3 x to the power 3. Then, ma'am, it's going to give you
Mm-hmm. What is it gonna give you?
ma'am, it's going to give you 27 x to the power 9. Then you're going to say, wait, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait.
Ma'am, I did it wrong.
Mhm.
Okay, wait, can you give me like 2 minutes, 2 seconds?
1, 2. I gave you 2 seconds.
Okay, ma'am. From there, you're going to say 3x to the power 3, ma'am, times 3x to the power 3, and it gives you 9x to the power 6. Then you're going to say 9x to the power 6 times 3x to the power 3, and then it gives you 27x to the power 9.
It's still the same, is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, that's it. That's true. And then another method to use, we said you are multiplying the same basis, so you can just add the exponent to make things easier for yourself. So we're going to have 3 to the power of 1 plus 1 plus 1, x to the power of 3 plus 3 plus 3, okay? And then we're going to have 3 to the power of 3, x to the power of 3, 6, 9. So it's x to the power of 9, okay? And then 3 to the power of 3, you're going to put that on your calculator. But in the next grade, you're supposed to know that 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 27, x to the power of 9. Then we are done. Happy?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. And this one is for Mana Hill. Um, Mana Hill, this is the last one for you. How many, um, how many, wait. How many times do we, not terms, but the bases, how many bases do we have here?
2.
2, perfect, which is -3, and x, okay? So -3 and the x. So when we are multiplying all these that has the same basis, how are we going to answer this?
We are going to multiply the if, if the exponents to the we're going to times then we'll get the answer.
Manahil, I'm not sure what's happening with your mic, but I'm struggling to hear you properly. Um, can you try to say that again? Let's see if we cannot hear you properly this time.
Now we're going to add the exponent.
Um, Ole, are you able to hear her?
No, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am,
Mana,
I'm saying we add the exponent and we will get the answer.
um, Are you using earphones or Manahil?
No, ma'am.
No. What could be the problem? Okay, can you say that again? What did you say?
I said we're going to add the exponents and we're going to time the negative by the -3.
Okay, tell me what is it that I'm going to write here. Let's see.
-3x to the power of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then we times it by the negative. We look for the like term, then we times it by the -3,
Multiplied by that. Uh-huh.
and also multiply by -3.
And also
And
multiply.
this one,
What am I writing?
-3 uh, times -3 times -3 equals 27. -27.
-27. Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to add the exponent, which is um, x plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals to x to the power of 9.
X 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is equal to 27x to the power of 9. Perfect. This is absolutely perfect, Manahil. Thank you. And I think by this far we do not have any question, unless if you guys can correct me. Do we have any question?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No question. That's great. So if your teacher asks you these things, are you gonna confidently answer these questions? Do you understand? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Now we have determine the following. We have what? We have, what do we call this? How do we call it? Guys, how do we call it?
Ma'am, is it a squared root?
It's a cube. The cube.
No, ma'am.
Hmm?
Squared root.
Square root. Square root.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, how do you call this whole thing? Let's start with you, Manahil, while Ole is still thinking about it. Manahil, what do we call this?
A cubic root.
A cubic root. But I want you to call this whole thing, this whole expression that you're seeing over here.
Ma'am, is it 1000b to the power 9 cube?
Um, so when we have this sign, no, it's not Ole. When we have this sign, hey, but where's my pen? Those Balenciagas. Hey. Okay. When we have a root name, we start with whatever that's written here, right? It's if it's one, or sorry, if it's nothing, if there's nothing here, it's a square root, okay? And then once there's like a number, if it's three, what is three? You can't say three root. It's a cube, ne? It's a cube root, ne? Cube root of whatever that's inside here. And then if we have four, it's a fourth root, ne? If it's five, from four, going up, it's nth root. It's fourth root, fifth root, sixth root, seventh root, eighth root, ninth root, 10th root, 11th root, 12th root, 13th root, 14th root, 15th root, 16th root, 17th root, and ne? Okay. So because it's three, we going to call it, or we will call it, or we call it cube root, ne? So cube root of what? Cube root of 1000 b to the power of 9. Cube root of 1000 b to the power of 9. So basically that's how you call it. Everybody is happy with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Manahil, are you happy?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Now let's try to get into the business of it, which is determining the root, the cube root of 1000 b to the power of 9. And Ule, how are we going to determine this?
Ma'am, are you going to say, I mean, you are going to say how many times how many times, how many numbers that can get in this number three times?
Okay, I need to hear whatever that you say, the whole of it, and answer it. Maybe I can check uh if you are right or wrong, because sometimes you say things in a different way and you'd find that you are right. So I just need you to go deeper. Ole? Ole, are you here? Ole. Okay. Ah, Ole Boheng. Are you still here? What happened to Ole? Guys. Manahil?
Ma'am,
Mm. Yebo, yebo.
you're going to say cube 1000
Mm-hmm.
1000 to the cube root of 1000. Then you're going to say cube root of x to the power 9. Then you're going to check how many times 1000 gets into a number. So it's going to be 10 to the power 3 cube root, like cube root 10 to the power 3. Then you're
Cube
going to say,
to the power of 3. Cube root 10 to the power of 3. Is that what you say?
yes, ma'am. And again, you're going to say it like that. But then you're going to say 9 to the power, x to the power 9.
You really love x. It's b to the power of 90, ne?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm?
Then you're going to say 10 to the power, cube root of 10 to the power 3, and x to the power 3. And it's going to give you
Ule
10.
getting the x.
Mm, I'm in a rush.
Where are you running to? Where are you going?
Then, like, I can't pronounce these things.
The word b.
No, the cube root to the power what?
You should take a breath and say them. You don't have to rush. We are not going anywhere unless if you're going somewhere after this. Maybe you're going to work after the lesson, or
No. Oh,
maybe you
you're
work
going
somewhere. I don't know.
to
So it's cube root of 10 to the power of 3. So it's going to be cube root of, there must be off between whatever that you're going to be saying that's inside the bracket. If it's a square root, it's a square root of whatever that you're going to be saying that's inside the square root, okay? If it's a cube root in this case, you're going to say cube root of, and then you say whatever that's inside the bracket. So in this case, it's what? It's 10 to the power of 3 or 10 cubed b to the power of 9, right? So it's a cube root of 10 to the power of 3 b to the power of 9. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Then
Mhm.
my answer is
No.
10
I want you to say it. I want you to say it. What do you call it?
from the beginning.
Mm.
Okay, ma'am. I say cube root of 1000. Then
Mm.
I say cube root of x to the power 9.
X to the power of 9.
B to the power of 9.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just accept that your B is your egg. I mean your B is your X at this point. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Continue.
Then cube root of 10 to the power 3. Cube root of x to the power 9.
Okay. So you separated this. So you're having cube root of 10. See, now I'm hearing you. 10 to the power of 3 and cube root of, is that what you're saying? Cube root of b to the power of 9. Is this what you're saying? This is what you mean? Because this is what,
Yes.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Then cube root of 10 to the power 3. Then you make a space x to the power 3. My answer is going to be 10b to the power 3.
10b to the power of 3. Because the 10 to the power of 3, okay, let me write it down here. Um, no, maybe this side. 10 to the power of 3 is going to be multiplied by a power of 1 over 3 because this is how we remove the cube root, okay? And then we're going to have b to the power of 9, which is going to also be multiplied by 1 over 3. And then if you want to, we said this 1 over 3 is going to multiply each and every exponent inside the brackets, okay? So in this case, we have 10, which has a power, an exponent of 3. So that means it's going to be 10 to the power of 3 multiplied by 1 over 3. And then we're going to have b to the power of 9, which is going to multiply 1 over 3 like that. So we're going to have 10 to the power of 3 divided by 3 multiply by b to the power of 9 over 3, because the 9 multiplied by 1 is going to be 9. The 1 multiplied by 3 is going to be this 3 over here. And then 3 goes into 3 one time and it does not leave anything. So that means we're going to have 10 to the power of 1. And I said to you guys, in mathematics, we don't say something to the power of 1, because if there's just a number, we automatically know that it is a power of 1. It is to the power of 1. Its exponent is 1, right? So I'm just not going to write 10 to the power of 1. And then we're going to have b, which has a power of 9 over 3. 3 goes into 3 one time and it goes into 3. I mean, it goes into 9 three times. So we're going to have 3. Then our answer is going to be 10b to the power of 3. And that was our last question for the session. Do we have any question? And you are more than welcome to take a screenshot of this questions over here and then do them as you prepare for your test. I mean, your exam when you guys are going to be writing. And you can contact me anytime if you need help, and I'll create time to assist. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Manahil?
No, ma'am.
No question. Okay, guys. I will just end the live or stop the live.